Hello and welcome back. We've got part 2 for the Big Bear. Part 1 of the teardown, but part 2 of the actual videos. If you saw already, I did an unboxing. Overall in great shape, nothing's broken, body's in great shape. But I want to tear this completely down because it's going to be quick and easy. I was going to start the Samurai first, since I did get the Samurai first, but this one's going to be quick, easy. The thing that will take the most time is restoring the body or repainting it and stripping the paint. So we're going to get the electronics. We're going to take this all apart. I'm going to take these old electronics out. We're going to clean all the pieces, make it look as good as new, and rebuild it. It appears to be a very simple build. I do not have the physical manual, but I have downloaded it, and I've got it on my phone and computer and all that good stuff. So we are going to start, what are we going to start with? Thought about doing it a little bit like we did the Porsche, where we just took it apart exactly how it came together, but this one is so simple. I mean, it's probably no simpler than the Porsche, but yeah. Maybe we'll start with the front bumper. This is just press fit on, and I'm worried about taking this off because I see a lot of these are broken. So, and this one's not on all the way. It's got a little canter to it. This side, this spring is not on all the way. So, I am a little worried about this one. But, let's see what we can do. Maybe if we do a little twist action, might have to spray something on there. Maybe we'll save that. So I guess the first thing I will do is remove the shocks, or the top hats. I can unplug. Nope, I cannot. These are... Okay, that is actually soldered together. Just kind of getting a look. This is the speed controller. So I'm going to cut these off. And I'm actually going to use my cordless screwdriver. Got this, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I haven't used it much. It's one of these vessels. It's pretty sweet. There's one. And two. Now that's interesting design. We'll have a look at that. So basically, this is the side we haven't taken off. You've got this little cap right here, which really should have some grease in there as well, and maybe it did when it was new. And there's just a ball on the end of the shock. That's why it was just spinning, and that's what holds it in place. So very interesting. And when I reassemble this, I may not use this because I don't know how brittle this plastic is, and I don't want to strip anything out. The axles look brand new. The only thing that has wear is a little bit of the front. That's really it. This thing was not played with much at all. And that should release, yeah, just as we suspected, the entire rear end. This is the way you would actually assemble it. So we're going to take it apart that way. Make sure this doesn't spring away. Got a little bushing. It's interesting. Again, this is like brand new. Very nice. You want to push down because you don't want this spring flying. There is a metal washer that goes in between those. We'll have to find out if that's the right way, because it looks like they may have been two separate ways. We will remove this receiver, get the wiring out. We'll keep this. I'm not going to use this because I don't need it for the 2.4 gigahertz system. I want to be a little careful with this receiver because I will probably post it for sale. Hopefully get some of my money back. What do we got going on here? There we go. Jeez. And this does have a crystal. I have to check the radio because the seller said this didn't have a crystal. This does, channel 84. And high tech, I'm pretty sure that goes with that radio. I'm going to keep this switch because I can probably wire this into another speedo. That way it will fit into the same slot. I don't know if you've done much RC, but the new ones don't come with a decent sized switch to fit in these old, oh, there goes the washer, these old older kits. They're just like a small tiny button, or they're a push button. So that's a nice beefy switch that we can possibly reuse. Got both of our screws in there. Now we can take off this bracket. So now we've got our mechanical speed controller and servo. And I think, yeah, this is just double-sided taped in. This might be, if this is original to this, oh, those weren't even really connected. Old solder. If this is original to this vehicle, the Speedo, which I believe it is, I might keep this. Looks like the front suspension is held on by a nut. All right. Hopefully this is just like a long rod. That's what she said. Too easy. Yeah, looks like it is. So that's what holds in the front suspension. Yeah, so we've got a similar, for the front shocks, we've got a screw on the bottom and then a nut at the top, but that's actually captured in the plastic. So let's just, yeah, there we go. That was easy enough. There's our spring. We'll undo our ball cup. There's one side. There's that side. Only thing left in there is the servo. Yeah, even the nuts that were exposed look brand new. It's pretty nice. So the last thing would be the servo, which we just unscrew from the bottom. And we are going to be using a different servo. Whoa. There we go. It's weird that that's slotted, but there's only a screw hole. So I guess maybe you could cut that out if you needed to. And this is a high tech, so this must have been a set. This is an Astrocraft servo. All right, so the last thing for the chassis, we do need to clean it, but we need to get this front bumper off. I am so paranoid about breaking this thing. I don't know if they're fragile, as far as taking them apart, or just because they've been crashed, if that's why I'm seeing them broken. I may have to go to the garage and get something better. This is from my grandson's tool set. That's all I have down here in the basement. Yeah, really the only thing I want to do is just push this side in further. So I'll think about that one for a little bit. Not a whole lot to these either. What else is holding it in there? Nothing. Well, not a whole lot I can do about that. At least just slide in there. So basically, the axle slides through here. Very simple design. It's keyed. And then you've got this sleeve that goes over that, so the axle can't push through. And you can run your bolt through it. And really with these pieces, I'm just going to clean and grease. You can see all kinds of grime. They're just dirty. Other than that, they're fine. And we'll grease those all up. I got the washer in the wrong spot. That's one thing that's nice about videoing. If you think you've messed something up, you can certainly figure it out later on. Alright, now the next and last thing to really look at is the rear end. It feels pretty smooth, but that's not going to stop us. So the first thing I need to do is, it looks like, I could be totally wrong, is take these screws out. All goes together. I have not looked at the manual yet that I downloaded. It's probably not the brightest thing in the world, but hey, again, nothing. It's just dirty. Any normal person probably just would have sprayed some Windex on it, kept the party rolling. But yeah, and again, all this hardware just looks brand new. It's crazy. Alright, here's the moment of truth. The gears. I mean, there's some old grease in there. It's not completely dry. It's still wet. That's amazing. The little screw is funny. I'll have to look at the manual, see if that's supposed to be a set screw. It's kind of interesting. I may have to look at the manual anyway and figure out how this comes apart. Let me see if I hold the gear and turn this. Nope. And I don't want to hold it by that shaft. Now, even though this has got grease, this is pretty hard to turn. That should spin real easy. And it does not at all. I mean, it's... But... I don't know. We'll be back. Okay, I finally broke down and actually looked at the manual. And, yeah, we got this side out. Extremely gummed up. So we'll show you how we did it with the other side. First, I'm going to take these two. These really don't have a whole lot to do with it, but it allows you to push the axle up further. So we're going to take these two spacers out. Ooh. Then we can push the axle up. Now these appear like they don't come off, but we're going to slowly push these up, and they're just so gummed up with this old grease that those actually come out. Then we've got another like spacer or bushing. It's kind of like a half moon shape. It's got a half moon shape on it, and there's a pin. This other side was a lot easier. Of course, the one I do on camera is going to be the more difficult one. And we got to get this pin out, and it should slide out. The other one slid out really easy. Looking at it, see, it's kind of like a half moon shape, or half a circle. There's our pin. And this, again, should come out really easy, but it's just so gummed up with old grease. We'll kind of slowly push up on it. There we go. That old grease, it's just really gummed up, really sticky. And we can pull the whole shaft out. There. Take that out. Take this off the back of the motor. And we'll probably put new wires on. Make it a longer continuation. It looks great. A little bit of wear just from it being in the case. Here we go. We'll clean these case halves up. I mean, we'll clean everything in here. I think this is going to be a wrap for part 2. I think that I'll leave the reassembly for part 3, and then we'll have the body in part 4, so it'll be like 4 parts. Just using some simple green and a toothbrush and just scrubbing all the parts down. And I know it's not going to show in video, but the amount of gunk that's coming off these parts is pretty disgusting or satisfying, depending on how you look at it. So we'll get the rest of these clean, and then we will we'll come back and get this reassembled. And that may come in part 3. We'll see. Feel free to post any questions or comments. And as always, thank you for watching.